What's up, guys? We're going to be doing a little castle rebuilding series. I did this a couple of times before the reset happened, so if you guys have been watching my YouTube channel since then, you guys will remember the kind of format that we're going to be going through. But basically, I'm just going to build the castle live, kind of share my thought process as I'm going through it. It seems to be a little bit more helpful for some people, and for other people who don't necessarily want to see this process, I'll probably do a video once I get some replays, so you guys could wait for that if you wanted to. But basically, we're going to be going through and rebuilding my castle for level 24. As I said, level 24 is a good time for spike traps because they get an upgrade where they get their third panel active. So this is going to be my main spike. Actually, I'm going to have two spike tunnels is what I'm going to call them. This one is pretty much a copy and paste from castles that you guys have probably seen if you've attacked castles at level 24 and up. It's just going to be spike traps through here, and there's going to be a couple open areas. Something that I want to try is using this room for a spike trap tunnel. I'm not sure if it's going to work better or worse. Probably worse, but if people are looking for like a refined defense that you can copy and paste out of this video, you probably shouldn't steal this room because it's not going to be. It's going to be a lot of changing on my part. I'm going to be tweaking this throughout the week, and then I'll show you guys either if I have to scrap the entire room or if I find a way to make it somewhat effective. I'll show you that once I do the replay day, a couple days after this series ends. So I'm going to start off. This is going to be kind of a spike tunnel, but it has more holes in it than this room will have. And I'm wondering if I can possibly make it a little bit more effective because it has those holes in it. So I'm trying to figure out exactly what I want to do here. I'm going to throw these in, see if I have to tweak their positions at all. So something like that works. I already put the power in here, and I already put the spikes in here. I just deleted them so I could put them in again so you guys can see. This is a corner corridor or something. This is cross hall 6. This is, I think, a junction chamber. This is a pretty common room, so people probably know what this one is. I think this is corner corridor. Let me take a look at it. Architect's office. Just so if people want to kind of build this for themselves, they can do it a little bit easier. It's up a little bit farther. It's corner corridor. I always have trouble refining rooms. There it is. Corner corridor 3. This is the same room that I used here. So what I'm thinking is that there's some little areas here where I might be able to fit in some springboards, maybe a cyclops here and there to push people back on top of these spike traps, and I'm hoping I can use less defense points to get more out of these spike traps, but it might be just worse off than this one. So it's going to be a lot of testing, a lot of watching replays for this room specifically, and I'm going to start with this room because I want to test it myself to see if it's even remotely decent. The thing is, I'll know where the springboard traps are and stuff like that, so it might make it a little bit more easy for me to get through it. I think I just accidentally sold one of these. So we can start off just throwing them back here with this first one. This probably won't be all that effective. I could just do a ballista right here. I'm trying to think if I want to. See, the thing that this is a safe zone for them right here. So I don't want them to be able to stand here and start timing out this without having any pressure on them. But likewise, I don't want them to be able to just run around this ballista and ignore this springboard trap completely. Or they might be able to just go straight to this one either way. So they'll be able to ignore this one way or the other. I guess having a little bit of pressure is probably better than having a secondary springboard. So we'll try this to start off with. Alright, here we have a little bit more room to work with. So let's just think of what I would do. If I was going through this, I would kind of want to cut this spike trap off and take the least amount of damage. So I would try to land on this square here. So for this square, we need to have a springboard trap. And is it possible for me to move this over towards the wall and still have that powered? No? Okay. So we won't be able to do that, but we can throw in probably a Cyclops here if I wanted to. Yeah, that'll fit nicely. And if we put him here, that will make it so that he can charge people and push them possibly back onto one of these. And you can see his blue circle looks like it's just about on this wall here. I'll have to test to make sure that he can't be skipped, but as long as he can't be skipped, that'll be fine. We can just put one of those there and it would be probably just as effective as putting two. So there's no reason to put extra mobs where we don't necessarily need them, especially in this tunnel, because the thing about these spike trap tunnels is there's no health globes dropped, so you don't want to have a ton of creatures inside of them. You want to have a few really strong ones that will help complement them nicely, but if you put a lot of wasted mobs inside of this, it'll just add them some extra healing in the middle of this where you don't necessarily want them to have healing, so you got to be a little bit careful on that part. Alright, so I don't think people are going to really run to this area, so I could just put a ballista there, and then I only have 2 points left on this one, which is kind of bad. What could I do differently? This is being powered by this. Only 2 on that one as well. Possibly I could put another generator here if I wanted to. And that would allow me to put traps here. I'm trying to think if I really want to do that, because I was thinking about putting an IMAX or a Pete Poundmore in here, because there's a little bit of extra space and it's a good spot for it, but I won't have enough power to really do what I want to do if I do that. So, alternatively, I could move this possibly out here, move this over, and have a little extra space. I don't think that'll even help me though. Well, it might, actually. Alright, let's try this first. Before I do that, let's move this back over. Yeah, that's not going to be enough space at all. And this needs every bit of room, I believe, to put this in here. I'm really not liking how this is all fitting. Like, this room fits just perfectly. I mean, it works so well that it's probably just going to be better to use that room twice. I just wanted to not repeat my castle that much. Which way is this throwing? Okay, it's throwing back that way. Yeah, that's fine. Alright, so what is... So spike traps only have 2 power cost. That's crazy. That's really low. And that's where I'm getting these extra like little bits of power, because I have a bunch powered, but I have 8 power on this one. I could move it over and give myself that there. That would actually be okay. And then I don't have anything here, but is that really a big deal? Kind of, actually. I mean, I would like to have something there. Because this doesn't... Yeah, actually, I need to move this over here. If I'm going to do anything, I would need to move it right there. That will discourage people from landing on this square, even though it doesn't really matter to land right next to a ballista trap. For some reason, it always discourages me when I'm going through a castle to land on a square with a ballista. So it'll push them even more towards this area and hopefully fling them back over there. If they do manage to land off of it, like if they manage to hit the springboard and keep walking and get off of it onto this power node, hopefully the Cyclops will push them back onto the spike trap or something. At least that's the hope. We'll see how it actually works in practice. This still allows me to have ballistas here, because I have 8 power on this, and also still have a Pete Poundmore or something here. Not sure if I want a Pete Poundmore or if I want an IMAX. It's a very small area, but there's only 2 more of these spike traps that they have to really get across in order to kind of get into this room. I might put another spike trap here, and then also possibly an IMAX there in this room here. So that's kind of good. I guess we'll do a Pete Poundmore then. I don't want to try to. I want to try to stay away from like repeating things as much as possible. So let's see where I'm gonna put this. He's pretty big. I'm not sure if I'm actually gonna have anything to complement him because of how big his square is. If I put in 1 ballista, I would have enough room to put in 1 other creature like a Defendatron, I think. But I can't put it in anywhere around him. So, because I don't think, like, the only other unit that I would want to put in is either a Bone Puppeteer or a Bad Dog, and I can't put them in because their footprint is a lot bigger than it used to be. Which is a little bit annoying. I don't actually even own any Bad Dogs, but I think their footprint's the same as everything else. I think they made them all similar. Like, elites have a certain amount, and then normal mobs have a certain amount now. Yeah, they all have the same. It used to be that Puppeteers used to only be 1 square, whereas these are like 4. It used to be 1/4 as big as that. So I could have fit it in back behind this guy, which would have been really good, but either way, the way it is, it'll still work. Now the bad part about this is that they can land here, and if, like, this whole idea could actually be scrapped if they can stand here, not get attacked by the ballista, and shoot the Pete Poundmore. If there's at least a ballista shooting them, I'm gonna be like somewhat okay with it. Because this is still a small area to fight a Pete Poundmore in. But I mean, it's still not good that they can stand here and have at least less pressure on them with only 1 ballista, and be able to at least know that the Pete Poundmore is coming up, because it's very easy for me to dodge once and attack once on the Pete Poundmore or something. The headshot will probably make them take 1 ballista shot if they use like a headshot. I'm thinking of archer abilities because that's just my main class. Things like mages could just attack it once. I don't know. They could probably use like death coil or whatever. And that's not really ideal. That's not something we really want to do. I could even just take this entire like spike trap out if I really wanted to. But that I don't know if I want to do that. It only gives me 1 other ballista trap anyway. How many points are springboard traps? Are they 4 or 3? 3. And ballistas are 3. Okay. Even the level 1 rotating cannon traps are 3. That's kind of crazy. Well, there are 2 points, and I could put in maybe a fire trap or something if I wanted to. How big does this go? I don't really like the idea of a fire trap. I could do corrosive mine pretty easily. I don't care if my Cyclops gets in range of a corrosive mine trap, but I kind of care if he gets in range of a fire trap because it might kill him. And this will help lower their defense a little bit. Maybe make them take a little bit more damage, so I could put 1 there and 1 there. That at least discourages them a little bit more of moving over to this square. But I still need to test it myself, so I'm going to go through and I'm going to test this, because if it doesn't work the way I want it to, I might scrap it right now.
Is this what passes for a castle these days?
And then this room up here is just my old fire trap that I'm not sure if I'm going to continue using or if I'm going to scrap it completely. So I just saved it for right now. Alright, so we're going to try to do this the best we can. And then, yeah, I really feel like I want to move to this square when I'm just like playing through it. I know that there's a springboard trap there, but just seeing that square open is pretty good. And then again, I want to move to that square, and then I get pushed back onto this. That's not working that badly, actually. It seems like almost... I'm gonna end up letting myself die. But it seems like... when I'm leaping over to this square over here, the Pete Poundmore aggros. But the problem is, with him aggroing so far away, the Defendatron won't follow him. So that's the only bad part about this, is that the Defendatron is kind of useless here. He won't actually link up, because he won't walk over the spike trap. So I think I get rid of him. He's not really going to be useful. I could throw in like a healer puppeteer, which might help, because well, actually I'm going to be using Enrage on my puppeteer earlier in my castle. I've already thought about that, so I'm not going to do that. I would throw in an IMAX, or not an IMAX, but a Stairmaster, but they're not that good at this level. I could put in a Dampener. I wonder if he can actually get to that area. If he can silence this area here from standing here, that's really good. Not having abilities against a Pete Poundmore that's that close to you will probably force people to go back over some spike traps. It was a lot more effective than I thought it would be, so that's good. Alright. So this time it didn't end up aggroing. And as you can see, the bad part about this is that my fears are correct, where this ballista here can't fire to this area, which isn't good, because now I can stand here and I can pick this guy off, or at least headshot him, for a decent amount of damage. And if I do any damage to him, he doesn't really walk across all that much.
This
I don't know if I like
is
that.
not good.
I'm gonna see what I can do to fix it up a little bit though. I mean, I can move it over to this corner, but then it doesn't really change anything. The only other thing that I could do is remove this this trap here, or possibly even do that. And I could change these guys' position, but I think that would make me go over the cap. What is my cap? I have it loaded. My cap is 26 for soft cap castle room. Pete Poundmores are 16, and 16 and 6 is 22, right? And then 26 for dampener. So that's exactly my soft cap. So that actually would work. So let's do that instead, and then I'll just let it happen. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this. I have to move it over there for a second. I can put that there, and then I can move this over here. And see, this Cyclops can now aggro this. The Pete Poundmore, for some reason, he sees him first, can aggro it, and then the dampener as well. So there. So basically, the only way to get through this without aggroing everything at the same time would be to stand on the spike trap and shoot that. It's possible that maybe you could stand here and volley to this, but I don't think really people are going to do that. I think they'll be under too much pressure. I mean, my viewers might do it now that I just said it, but that's fine. I mean, it's not going to make it that much easier regardless. I guess I have to test to see how easy it would be, but you're going to take damage from the ballista trap anyway. Yes, this puts me in a weird spot, and then that aggroes, and I get silenced through the wall. That's sick. Yeah, that makes things a lot more difficult when you get silenced. He can silence from there. That's actually working pretty well. I like that. That's good.
Oh crap.
That's good. Alright. I like how that looks. Okay. So I think this room is for the most part done. This little empty area here, how much points do I have? I would probably put one ballista at least. And I don't think I want to put a springboard trap here because there's no reason for them to walk there. Like, there's just absolutely no reason. The only reason I'm putting this here is so that they can't just stand here and like watch. You know, that's the only reason. So that's done. On the other end of this, I won't worry about this ending. I think we'll start working on this room next. That'll work out pretty well. I would like to test that for a little while, so we'll let some replays come through this room. And then we've got to figure out this room here. I know generally how this is built, but it'll take me just a second to figure it out for sure. I believe there's 2 on each end here, and then there's a little spot in the middle. And then this just kind of comes down. And I believe you can't put a spike trap here, but you can put one here? No, I don't think so. Maybe. I don't think so, no. Okay, and then I don't know the exact placements on these, so I'll have to fiddle with it. But it's something like this. I guess this one has to move over. And then this one can do that there. I think that's how it works. Yeah, I can't move this at all. Although I could power it from here. I think at the start of this, maybe some hamster wheels are good. Alternatively, maybe I could use a jelly wall, but that won't fit inside of the tunnel, so it would have to be like here, which isn't terrible. I just want something to screw with their timing. I want them to look at this, try to time it out, and then have something that screws with it so that they get hit by this first spike trap. And then once you get hit by the first spike trap going into this, it screws up all of your timings. Like, you're like, oh crap, I'm getting hit by this. I need to quickly get onto this one and quickly get off, and like, it just screws up all of the timings. So it makes you take a lot of damage. So it's either going to be mouse wheel traps or jelly wall plus ballista. 2 mouse wheel traps are probably going to be less power for me, so I think we'll do that. And then let's see. I need to get a trap generator here. Alright, and this has enough to actually power this, so I can move this over if I wanted to wherever pretty much, and then I could power it from there. Like that, and then I still have enough points that I could put in like 1 ballista if I want to. I don't know if it'll add to the difficulty all that much, so for right now I don't think I'm going to do that. Alright. Here, I think we're going to do a Pete Poundmore, IMAX, Pete Poundmore, IMAX, if I have enough points to do all of that. Possibly IMAX in the middle of this as well. I would use Jimbo, and I will use Jimbo at level 26, but at level 24 he's not very good. He gets a huge damage buff at level 26, so I'll be waiting for that in order to use him. I believe we can do my entire group that I wanted up here. I'm not going to summon that, I have Pete Poundmores. Alright, there we go. Alright, this bugged out. I think the only way to fix that is you have to like summon something and then like cancel it, I believe. Is that how you do it? Or pick something up and cancel it. There we go. Might not be the only way, but that's how I've been doing it. Okay, so I can't fit Pete Poundmore inside here, but I can fit him on this side. I can turn him down if I want to, or I could turn him around. Also, I have to just keep in mind that if this is a shot that you can make, if you can aggro this from here, I'll have to move him over on this side here, which is fine. It won't be a big deal, I don't think. I might do that anyway. I'm pretty sure this is going to actually be able to be aggroed from there. Just looking at it, it seems like I can volley from here and aggro it. I could probably even headshot it, to be honest. Like, it's going to be hard for people to see, but if they've ran my castle before, I don't want that to be able to happen, because that's just going to make things too easy. So, let's... I'll just delete this for a second. Let's move him, like, over here, and then replace it. Alright, something like this. I actually do want to move this as far close to him as possible so that I can put a springboard trap here, because I think a lot of people will probably be like desperately trying to get onto this area, so hopefully it'll fling them back. We have 5 points to work with in terms of traps, so that's 1 ballistic cannon, which probably should go here. Is there any way to get more points? I don't think so. I guess this is okay. I really don't like I don't like only having 2 points. I feel like it's a waste. Like, I could do, you know, Corrosive Mines again, but I don't think that's going to be, like, that effective that it really matters. And then what I wanted to do was, if I have enough room, put in a Defendatron to guard the Pete Poundmore, and then put in Puppeteer as well. I can move this over to here. Maybe move him down a little bit. I could move this, but I want it to be centralized the best as possible. Alright, where's my Defendatrons? I'm not sure if this is going to be in this room or in this room. Oops. Yes, oh no, never mind. Okay, that's fine then. And then the Puppeteer. If I can actually get the Puppeteer here, that's pretty good, isn't it? No. I need some extra sight. See, this is exactly, I believe, 26 points. Right, that's how many I have? Yeah, 26, and this is 16... Yeah, it's the same as... No, wait. 16, 21, and then 24. Right? Math is hard. Alright, yeah. 25. 21. No, it's not a dampener, it's a Puppeteer. Okay. Yeah, 24. So I have 2 points to work with, so I can actually put in a Snouter if I wanted to, right here, to spot for it a little bit easier. Depending on where I want it to aggro. I think I want it to aggro, like, I don't want it to aggro too early, but I don't want it to aggro too late. I guess we'll test both. Because what I don't want to happen is for them to skip this and go to here instead, and then the Pete Poundmore for some reason steps on the springboard trap or something. That would be just silly. I really wish I had a little bit more in terms of power to work with. If I had just a little bit more to put another springboard trap here, that would be really nice. Like, I mean, that would just be so good. Alright, I said I had 2 points to work with, correct? I'm pretty sure I did. So if I can do this, this would be even better. That way my puppeteer isn't as out in the open. And then this guy, ult to there. I guess I could aggro the Snotter as well, why not, right? It'll make it a little bit quicker for me to run my own castle, so I can get them out, get them all aggroed without making them sleep. So that way I have a nice area here where they get aggroed as soon as they step onto the springboard. Hopefully, I may have to turn around the Pete Poundmore to delay him a little bit so that he doesn't walk on top of it, but this should be pretty good, I think. And we want the puppeteer to be on enrage. Okay. Alright. Well, could be slightly better, but it's not bad. The only problem is it's possible that you could aggro the Snotter from back there. I might want to move him down to this area here. That'll make it a little more difficult. I think that should work. Move this guy back 1 square. Make sure nothing's on this room. Okay. Good. Alright. So let's test this really quick. After we test this, I think I'll go into part number 2. And we will pick that up tomorrow and finish up the castle. And then a couple days later we'll probably do a replay day. Alright, so this all aggros. Unfortunately, the puppeteer gets defended, so that's the only thing I really need to work on and change. But that won't be too difficult, I don't think. Whoops, I didn't mean to start over. Even by probably turning this guy, I might be able to get it to work. Maybe turning this guy away. Something like that might even make it defend. But either way, we are going to jump into a part number 2 for this video. I think we've been going for like 20 to 30 minutes. So I will finish up everything in the next part, probably. It may take 2 parts. And then I'll run through a validation. And then I'll probably speedrun it a couple of times after that off stream. And yeah, we'll be done with the castle, and then a couple days later we'll do replays. So hope you guys enjoyed it so far. You guys can let me know in the comments if you prefer me to do this type of a castle building when I'm working on my castle, or if you prefer me to just build my castle off stream and then just give you guys a rundown of it after the replays came in, go through some replays like I've been doing since the reset. So let me know in the comments. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time.